that in real life, like, he is a goofball. He is funny. He is hilarious and stuff like that. But deep down, he even said it, like, in his music, he talks about real stuff, bro. Like, he. Don't you click away. No, 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 no. Watch this video. Please, 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 please. I'm begging you. Begging you. Just watch. I mean, you want to click away, go click away. You know what? I don't care. You make your own choices. You know what? You're your own person. Go ahead. Go ahead. Click away. Go ahead. I bet you wish YouTube still has a dislike button, don't you? No, I'm just playing. Okay. Today, though, we are going to talk about music that can help you in a way. Like, if you're trying to, like, follow Christ and stuff like that, like me, you want to stay away from a lot of mainstream artists. I'm talking about it more in this is kind of gonna be a part 1, part 2 type deal. So part 2 is gonna be on, like, the next video of, like, really music you need to stay away from and stuff like that. I don't support any of these people I am gonna say in the next video. So, like, don't get me wrong, it's not a shout out and stuff like that. But today I'm gonna talk about, like, music that you can kind of, like, help you kind of follow Christ and make you into a better person. Cause, like, let's face it, listening to a lot of mainstream artists nowadays is very. If you look into the lyrics, it is very demonic. Let's just say that. So I am gonna name some artists that I recommend to listen to, and some genres to listen to. Main one for me, priority, is Christian rap. If you really like rap music and you want to follow Christ and you want to become a better person, I really do recommend these people because let's face it, in the rap industry, it's literally about clubs, drugs, and girls. You know, like, basically all worldly things and stuff like that. And in a way, you kind of want to get away from that sometimes. So, like I said, I am going to mention a lot of Christian rap, and I am going to try to get into Christian rock. I'm just not, like, maybe I might talk about some country, maybe. But, like, Christian rock, I've never been a rock person, so that's going to be kind of a struggle for me to talk about. But I am going to name one artist that, to me, in a way, kind of change it. So let's get started. All right, first one I'm going to talk about is Lecrae. If you're a very struggling person, if you're a person that is struggling with life right now, I recommend Lecrae because he came from a lot of sinning. He came from where he was for the streets, basically. You know, he was out in the streets. I mean, he dealt with drug dealing. He dealt with gang violence. He dealt with a lot growing up and stuff like that. He slept around with some girls and stuff like that. So, like, he even admits it. Like, he was a sinner at one point. So I really do recommend on you listening to Lecrae and how he turned his life around. Now he's married, has kids, you know, worships Jesus and stuff like that, and he's not afraid to show it. Where before, he even said it too, like, he used to do rap and he used to just, like, talk about nonsense and stuff like that until he found Jesus. That's when he found his true passion. So I really do recommend Lecrae for you guys if you are struggling in finding Christ, because you can really relate to his music. He has this one song called "Take Me As I Am," and honestly, if you feel ashamed of yourself and you feel like you're not good enough, play that song. Like, it definitely will speak out. Next one we're going to talk about is Trib Lee. Trib Lee got bops for days, I'm telling you. He's been in the game for a hot minute too. He's basically like Lecrae's kind of like right hand man a little bit. I feel like he's in the whole, like, 116 clique, bunch of Christian rappers that work together and stuff like that to make Christian rap music. Really highly recommend all those members and stuff like that. Their albums are really good. But like I said, we're gonna talk about Trib Lee. It's really cool because I kind of read about him, and he said it, like, in an interview or whatever it was, and he said that, like, he could have rapped about pulling girls and stuff like that, but instead he chose the opposite route. He decided to rap about Christianity and stuff like that, and as an artist, that is really hard to rap about because, like, say if you want to, like, get famous, you want to get big, and you want to get money, sadly Christianity is in the way and stuff like that. Because, like I said in recent videos, money doesn't buy happiness, but you are going to get a lot of hate, and you're not gonna get as many fans just because of sadly how many atheists are out there. So I would recommend Triple E. He has this really good song called Supernatural, and in the song it's basically saying like I wish this world was better, like honestly, because it is sad. Like this one lyric really sticks out, and it was like I wish I can switch Dr. Pepper or liquor for Dr. Pepper, and it is very true. It's like why, because it kind of got me thinking. It's like remember when you're a kid and you're just like soda was like the best drink ever and stuff like that, and you used to run and get so excited, and it's like and then later on in life, though, it turns into alcohol. It turns out, like, oh, I need alcohol to have fun. So, like, that lyric definitely did stick out to me listening to the song. So, I recommend that one. And I just recommend Triple E in general. Like, definitely his perspective on Christianity is really cool. Next artist we're going to talk about is T. Dot himself, Tadashi. Tadashi, bro, again, just like Triple E and Lecrae, do got bouncer days, bro. How do I explain it? Tadashi, he just I feel like he's pretty good at preaching the word of Jesus. He's not afraid to be outspoken. He's definitely more of like kind of the hype man, I feel like, in a lot of music and stuff. There's this one song called This Time featuring John Keefe. John Keefe's another person I'm gonna talk about. But Tadashi, I feel bad for saying this, but I don't know much about him as a person. But as an artist, he does know how to speak out to others. Like I said, in the song This Time, the song is basically, in a way, kind of feeling like a failure and talking about insecurities and stuff like that. As I talk about in my recent videos and stuff like that, that is, everyone battles with that and stuff. So that song really speaks out. This one line in this one song called Victory Lap, he goes like, "Only sinners walk with grace," is a really true fact, because the biggest sinners, when they become Christianity, becomes the strongest Christians, because they know what it was like, or what it was like to sin and stuff like that. And when you become a better person, you start feeling better about yourself. So I really do recommend Tadashi, and you like kind of listen to it. I feel like if you were like a really big sinner at one point, I definitely would recommend him, just because I feel like you could relate a lot to his music. Alright, next one we're going to talk about is Andy Minyoa. Andy Minyoa works with, or he stopped making music for a little bit, but he works with Lecrae a lot of times. If you listen to Andy Minyoa, you can definitely tell he was once a very big sinner. He grew up in like kind of a rough family and stuff like that, so I feel like if you did kind of grow up like say with alcoholics, or your family was abusive, maybe you could relate a lot to his music and stuff like that. He I don't know when he found Christ, but you can definitely tell though, like he had it rough, and he definitely is. I feel like I can just hear it in his voice, like it is kind of hard for him to talk about Christ, just because I feel like he does, in my opinion, still does feel like a failure, but like I think he is finding his way. But songs I recommend, I'm sure you guys all know this one, Coming In Hot with Lecrae. That's a bop. If you really like rap music, I definitely would check it out. And he also, really big addiction he once had, he even says in a song, is I'm not going to say the actual word, but you guys can put the word together, a corn addiction. He talks about it, how he used to lust over women over a screen, and that addiction is very hard for other people to get over with. So I definitely, if you are, say, lusting over women, or if you have like an abusive family, I feel like you would relate to a lot of his stuff. Because he relates to you guys. Yeah. Next Christian rapper we're going to talk about is 1K Few. 1K Few, bro, got bops, dude. I recommend this one song called Trap House. Trap House is basically talking about how, like, he wants to go to the top, he wants to make it, he wants to go big, he wants to do better for his life. And everybody else that is holding him back, or people that don't want to go on the journey with him, he basically said, screw you guys, bro. Like, you guys stay away from me. Like, I'm going to the top. I really recommend it. 1K Few, used to be a bad kid, used to like smoke weed all the time and stuff like that, do bad things, and he turned his life around. And now he's preaching the word of Jesus in his music, and he's doing a lot better than he once was. So I really do recommend 1K Few, especially if you're into trap rap, dude. 1K Few is the way to go, dude. Like, trust me, dude does got bops. You'll relate to his stuff. You'll mess with his flow. I definitely do recommend him. Next one we're gonna talk about, he's very Christian-like. His name's Javi. He dude can sing, bro. Dude got vocals, bro. One song is called Reasons. It's featuring Lecrae, and then I Feel Bad. I forgot the other girl's name. But that song is basically saying, give me a reason to live and stuff like that. Give me a purpose and stuff. So definitely will preach out to you if you are struggling with life and you're trying to figure things out with it. I recommend Javi a lot just because dude is kind of a man of his word. Like, and I remember in one song of his, he goes like, I need myself a wife. Next thing you know, I think next year, bro, he found himself a wife, bro. He seems very happily married, and a lot of those 116 clicks said he is probably the most gospel artist out of all of them. Like, most very Christian-like. Seems like a nice dude. I know in life, I guess apparently he said, like, he just kind of did whatever the cool kids did. I'm guessing that meant, like, if the cool kids did drugs, he did drugs. If the cool kids drinks, he drinks. One song, if you are struggling with your life, this song right here, okay? So, let's be honest, in high school, it changes your life. Your friends from middle school starts getting into drinking, starts doing drugs, and you're not for it. I really recommend this one song called Ninth Grade because it's super true. It's like the days just don't feel the same and stuff like that as they used to be. Like, your Friday nights at your friends, you guys used to go get pizza and play video games, and now it's who's hosting a party and stuff like that. Like, who's gonna get drunk? Like, bro, we're 17, bro. Like, what do you mean you got a DUI already, bro? Like, you're only 16. Like, it is crazy. So I recommend that song, Ninth Grade, because definitely if you're trying to isolate you from your friends because they're not doing things that you're okay with, I definitely recommend it because you'll just relate to it. Alright, next person we're going to talk about, if you're struggling with drugs and alcohol, I really do recommend this artist. His name is What Up RG. If you're fighting demons and you're stressing and you're tossing and turning and you feel like a sinner and stuff like that, and you want to get better, like I said, I really recommend What Up RG. He has this one song called Melatonin. The hook kind of goes like, been up all night, tossing and turning, taking melatonin. Basically, in the song, he's basically talking about his demons fighting him and stuff like that. Like, he's having trouble sleeping. He doesn't know how to, like I said, I definitely recommend What Up RG. He has this one song called Kids. He has this one song called Freeze. Like I said, dude knows how to make music. He knows how to relate to a lot of people with struggling. He even said it too, that his music is for people that are struggling to find Christ. It's pretty crazy too, because he actually when he was a kid, when he was 12 years old, he was a huge fan of Lecrae, and now he is signed to Lecrae's label and he makes music with Lecrae. So that's a pretty big accomplishment. Next one we're gonna talk about, I don't know much about him. His name's Big Breezy. He ain't afraid to put the word out for God, bro. Producing wise on his songs, bro, amazing. Like, his production's pretty good. Like I said, if you want to get into Christian rap and you really like just that, like, really upbeat type songs, I really would recommend him. I don't know much about his past or whatever, but he ain't afraid to preach Jesus, so amen to that. Alright, next one we're going to talk about, if you're fighting depression, you're fighting insecurities, I recommend John Keefe like crazy, bro. Dude knows how to sing, dude knows how to make vocals, like, he kills it on features, bro. Like, I really will recommend John Kiefer. A lot of songs if you're struggling in life. What's pretty cool about him is, like, it's so crazy that in real life, like, he is a goofball. He is funny. He is hilarious and stuff like that. But deep down, he even said it, like, in his music, he talks about real stuff, bro. Like, he had an interview with No Big Deal. I'll talk about No Big Deal later. It's no big deal, guys. Don't get mad at me. Get it? It's fun. Sorry, that was a horrible joke. Okay, so, but no, John Keefe, like, he talked about an interview with No Big Deal. He was on his podcast, and he said it. He goes, I don't really even like happy songs, dude. Because, in a way, a lot of people can't relate to happy songs. Because, as more as you truly gotta be happy to have that good time in that song, I guess. Like, life isn't gonna be all laughing giggles all the time and stuff like that. So it's very true. Another artist I'm gonna recommend real fast is Ty Bracel. Another artist I don't really know much about, but he's another Christian rapper that knows how to make bops. Production wise, he's pretty good. And then not last one, but another artist I'm gonna just talk about real fast is his name's No Big Deal. I actually saw him as an opener for another artist I'm going to get to. But No Big Deal. Again, another artist. I don't know much about his backstory, but I will say this: dude knows how to relate to a lot of stuff. His flow is pretty good, so I would recommend him. Alright, last two Christian rappers I'm gonna talk about. First one is gonna be the guy that basically started all the Christian rap for me. His name's K.B. He was the guy that I saw in concert that No Big Deal was an opener for. K.B., I was listening to him since probably like 2019. I didn't even know he was considered a Christian rapper. I had this one song called No Chains on my playlist or whatever, never kind of thought about it, but if you look deep into the lyrics, it's like, oh shoot, like, he's basically saying, like, he's chained up, he don't need no chains no more, like, he a free man, like, free man from sin. What's really cool about him is that he preaches the word of Jesus a lot. He talks about in interviews. He's a very passionate person when it comes to Christ and comes to reading the Bible. He was once a very big sinner. And it is crazy because you would never think it from him. Like, I thought he was this guy that's always been a Christian, always kind of read the Bible, always obeyed rules and stuff like that. But turns out, dude was fighting depression like crazy. Turns out when he was in college, he was suicidal. He was popping pills and stuff like that. Like, it's crazy to think about. And it's like, you listen to his lyrics, like, you can tell his struggle, and you can tell, like, he's very passionate on his music about preaching the word of Jesus. So I respected that man. Amen. Biggest one, if you are fighting demons like crazy and you got crazy depression and you're struggling in life and you don't know what to do, listen to NF. Listen what he says. I'm gonna say this one song called "Oh Lord" by NF. Very relatable. Like, basically saying you only call to Christ when you want something. You only pray when you want something. Very relatable song. All NF songs are very relatable. I know I talk about him a lot on this podcast, but man, is that guy. He's one of my favorite lyricists. So due to his childhood and how rough he had it and stuff like that, the man who he is today, like, you gotta respect him. Okay, as I talked about it in the beginning of the podcast, that Christian rock, I'm sorry, all I really know, actually, I know two artists, my bad, I was gonna only say one. Okay, this one guy named Chris Brown. No, I am not talking about that Chris Brown that made Look at Me and the guy that beat up Rihanna. I'm not talking about that Chris Brown. There is a Chris Brown that is a huge Christian rock singer or whatever. Like, I just know he's very big in that community. If you are into rock music and you are trying to get away from the devil worshipping type of rock, I would recommend Chris Brown. This other guy, he got vocals on him. His name's Brandon Lake. Bro, I really recommend him and stuff like that. Singers, now I think about it, I've been talking about all male artists. I am so sorry to the females out there. Tori Kelly, she's really good. She knows how to sing. She's very close to the Lord. She's been married for a while now, I believe. Wanda, she's basically she's not. I'm not gonna say she's the Cardi B of the Christian rap music, but I will say Wanda knows how to rap, bro. Like very fast paced, really good artist. There's a few Christian singers that are pretty good too. I don't know them on top of my head, but there are some out there. Like I said, Christian rap is very big to me, and I've been very into it lately. Christian rock, like I said, rock music and never really stuck out to me and never really been a big fan. But I will say this though, like if you want to get away from that whole devil worshipping and music industry and you like rock music, I recommend Christian rock. Trying to get away from the trap rap music type deal or any kind of rap music that you don't mess with anymore, I recommend Christian rap because those are the ways to go. When it comes to pop songs, I recommend this. There is a such thing as called Christian pop. Actually, surprisingly, you that's pretty big too. I think I have a few Christian pop songs. Uh, but last thing I'm gonna talk about is that is very relatable to Christianity is actually country music. I used to, in a way, kind of fight people on this because rap music talks about Christianity a few times. They talk about Jesus, as I talked about in my last episode, about how some rappers are preaching the word of Jesus. But I will say this, in country music, they do talk about it a lot. Like the one song, like beer is good, God is great. I like I said, I just got into country just only like a year or two ago, so I don't know that much. But they talk about being a dying Christian man and stuff like that. They do. I will say this, that country that's not really considered like a Christian genre or whatever. I will say they probably do preach the word of Jesus the most. So I will give country credit on that. And they are very faithful people, it seems like. So, but this is Real Talk with K.M.B. Thank y'all for listening. I hope I got you guys into these artists. I hope that, you are trying to fight the urge of sin and stuff like that. Like I said, I really do recommend these artists and other artists. Check out the whole Christian music genre because there's a lot out there. And all these artists, man, they're really good. There's other artists that I didn't say that are good too. Don't get me wrong. So, but this is Real Talk with K.M.B. and I hope y'all do better or, are doing good. But later, we out. Peace.